Protest over Russia's invasion of Ukraine spread across the globe.
And in sports, Hocking College men's basketball finishes up a dominant regular season. Newswatch starts right now.
Good evening. I'm Olivia Roman.
And I'm Andre Knowles. Welcome to Newswatch, your source for news impacting southeastern Ohio. The former editor of the Athens News is launching a local news nonprofit after she says she was fired for alerting readers to an advertisement she says was misleading. The advertisement was from Federated Mint, which sells coins. 2 different readers called in with complaints about the company shortly after the advertisement ran in the paper. They said they never received their coins and could not reach the company. One customer said they lost $1,000. Colbert sent out a tweet and a Facebook post soon after on the Athens News page alerting readers to be careful. Shortly after, she was fired.
I did what I thought was right. A journalist's first responsibility is to the truth, and their first loyalty is to their readers. And I did both of those things.
Colbert created a crowdfunding campaign the day she was fired to start a new publication, the Athens County Independent. The campaign started with a goal of $5,000, but quickly surpassed it in one day. Colbert's campaign has raised over $14,000 with over 200 contributors.
So that is what I want to do with this, is create a newsroom that is for us and by us, the community, and is focused on the people of Athens County. And who knows, maybe someday we'll branch out into the other surrounding counties.
Adams Publishing Group, which owns the paper, declined to comment on the situation, stating that it was a personnel matter.
Good evening, I'm forecaster Cole Patterson. Tonight we're going to see some pretty mild temperatures with a low of 30. We're going to have light winds, pretty uneventful conditions all around. So be sure to take advantage of being able to get outside. No rain, no precipitation tonight, but that will change as we move later in the week. We're going to have some light winds south at 5 miles per hour. Like I said, overall, pretty uneventful night. And across the region, it's going to be pretty similar, 30 degrees in Athens. It's going to be a little bit warmer down to the south, 32 in Ironton, and warmer up to the north even, 34 up in Columbus. We are also going to have temperatures over 31 over in New Martinsville, partly cloudy across the entire region. And looking at some highlights in the upcoming week, we're going to have highs near 60 over Wednesday and Thursday, even a high of 69 on Sunday. We're going to have lots of midweek sun on Wednesday and Thursday before the clouds return on Friday. And we're going to have lots of rain throughout the entire weekend. I'll have more about that in my full forecast, but for now, back to Olivia.
Restrictions in Ohio abortion right groups argue that are burdensome. The action filed Friday asks the Hamilton County Common Pleas Court to prevent the Ohio Department of Health from enforcing the law, which goes into effect on March 23rd. The law would impose criminal penalties on doctors who fail to give medical care when a baby is born alive following an abortion attempt. It also adds additional licensing requirements the ACLU and Planned Parenthood argue could lead to 2 clinics in Southeast Ohio being closed. The West Virginia schools for the deaf and blind will move to remote learning this week after a fire destroyed an administration building. No one was hurt in Saturday's fire. The State Department of Education says work continues to restore services in the Romney campus. The building, dating back to the 1800s, housed historic artifacts and the school superintendent's residence. It included servers that power campus technology, including internet, telephones, surveillance equipment, and other utilities. State School Superintendent Clayton Birch has directed school administrators to contact families to inform them of remote learning arrangements and to address any concerns.
Protests over Russia's invasion of Ukraine spread across the globe, and Athens residents take part in a cold tradition. These stories and more when Newswatch returns.
She had her own talk variety show in the early days of television. and she has been a hit in every venue through every decade in which she has worked in our business.
Betty White.
Betty White.
Betty White.
Betty White.
Betty White. Betty White, ladies and gentlemen.
PBS, the place I trust to tell my story. Don't miss it.
On country music, Vietnam divides America.
Rednecks, hippies, anti-Vietnam, pro-Vietnam.
Bob Dylan meets Johnny Cash.
Dylan and Dad together, that was an explosion.
And Chris Christopherson comes to Nashville.
Chris Christopherson is probably the best songwriter. Compare Chris with Gershwin or anybody else.
When country music continues.
Can you all live the ultimate retirement? You can.
Acclaimed personal finance expert Susie Orman provides essential advice to make your retirement more successful and secure.
Every little action that you take can make a tremendous difference. It's never too soon to begin. Fear no more.
Susie Orman's Ultimate Retirement Guide.
The United States of America is a country blessed with the most breathtaking scenery in the world. From every national park to every backyard garden. Join us for a grand adventure from sea to shining sea.
The UN Secretary General says enough is enough when it comes to Russia's attacks on Ukraine. It's just one of today's many developments on the Russia-Ukraine situation. Emily Schmidt reports on the talks and actions as Ukraine continues to fight for its freedom.
It took this Ukrainian disaster to spark a world diplomacy not seen for 40 years.
The fighting in Ukraine must stop.
The UN General Assembly held an emergency meeting for the first time since 1982, condemning Russia's attacks and supporting Ukraine's sovereignty, calling for peace.
For the first time since the United Nations was born, there is a full-fledged war in the center of Europe.
War images emerged from all over the country. Attacks that appeared to be on a section of Kharkiv. Outside Kyiv, signs of losses for Russia. Ukrainians fighting, inspired by their president's rallying calls.
He is our president, he is our leader, he is leader of the armed forces of Ukraine.
More fallout. Moscow's stock exchange closed Monday when economic sanctions caused the ruble to lose nearly a third of its value. Russia closed its airspace to airlines from 36 countries, and Ukraine and Russia held talks in Belarus amid fears troops from Belarus could support Russia. So much remarkable movement, including this. The UN now estimates more than 500,000 people have fled Ukraine, seeking safety, with their homeland very much still in danger. I'm Emily Schmidt reporting.
Yesterday, Russian President Vladimir Putin announced he was putting nuclear weapons on high alert. A senior U.S. defense official tells reporters the U.S. hasn't seen anything specific since that announcement.
At Ohio University are scared, angry, and frustrated as the crisis continues to escalate in their country. Claire Shiopita talked to one student who headed back home.
The sounds of war, thousands of miles away, hits close to the heart for 9 Ukrainian students studying at Ohio University. Les Yakamchuk is a Ukrainian student getting his master's in fine arts at OU. He has only been in America for about 6 months.
It looks like already like weeks passed, but it's just 2 days passed. So yeah, I'm not thinking about middle terms. I'm not thinking about like exams or something. I just can't. So
since Thursday, he and his fellow Ukrainian students have been trying to raise awareness about what's happening in their home country.
I don't know, everything is changing rapidly, so I don't know what's going to be in 2 days. I don't know even what's going to be in 30 minutes. It's ridiculous to have this in 21st century.
So people should know that there's like invasion happening. There's like war that Russia started on Ukraine. And we think that it is important that people know. So yeah, but it's really difficult to be like far away and not be able to help.
On Saturday, Yakimchuk headed back to Ukraine. He is now in Poland. He plans to enter Kyiv, where his mother is, with his cousin by car as soon as possible to provide support for loved ones and his country.
For me, unfortunately, now more important is life of my parents and future of my country, more important than my education.
While he's gone, his fellow Ukrainians plan to continue to advocate for Ukraine and draw attention to what is happening miles away. For WOUB, I'm Claire Shiopita.
The OU Office of Global Affairs has reached out to support the students as the crisis continues. They encourage other students and community members to do the same. When it comes to the war in Ukraine, your kids may have a lot of questions and concerns. In today's Health Minute, Mandy Gaither has tips on how to talk to them.
The images are scary for anyone, but the war in Ukraine may cause worry and even fear in small children who see or hear about the unrest. When talking to them, keep it straightforward, says Cleveland Clinic pediatric psychologist Vanessa Jensen.
It's far away, and that's something that grown-ups do. Let the grown-ups take care of this right now. We get to take care of you, and then we'll make sure the adults take care of that. So sometimes you just need to simplify it.
Jensen says kids of any age can be bothered by what they're seeing. The images can show up in nightmares and night terrors. She says it's a good idea to monitor what children see and guard against showing disturbing images to younger children. If a child has seen something upsetting, Jensen says to ask lots of questions to gauge what they know and how they feel.
If you see things or hear things that either you wonder about or that just are kind of scary, let's talk about it. Help them normalize those thoughts. It's okay to feel kind of scared that this is happening in our world.
If a child is feeling unsafe, Jensen says it might help to show them Ukraine on a map so they see the fighting is far away. No matter your child's age, she says all children need extra support and reassurance from their parents right now. For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Something helps lessen a child's anxiety. She suggests making a card for someone in the military, praying for the safety of people in Ukraine, or sending warm thoughts and wishing them well. Athens residents take part in Riverdene Apartments' annual polar plunge. That story's still ahead.
We're gonna have lots of sunshine over the next couple days, but rain as we move into the weekend. I'll have more about that in my full forecast just ahead, but for now, here's stocks of local interest.
Can you all live the ultimate retirement? You can.
Acclaimed personal finance expert Susie Orman provides essential advice to make your retirement more successful and secure.
Every little action that you take can make a tremendous difference. It's never too soon to begin. Fear no more.
Susie Orman's Ultimate Retirement Guide.
The United States of America is a country blessed with the most breathtaking scenery in the world. From every national park to every backyard garden. Join us for a grand adventure from sea to shining sea.
Lace up those sneakers and hit the hardwood because Hardwood Heroes is back. Every Sunday night, we are bringing you the best basketball that the Tri-Valley Conference has to offer. Who will sit atop the TVC Ohio and TVC Hawking? Find out when you tune into WOUB Sunday nights at 11 and Monday nights at 6. And throughout the week, follow along on social media for scores, highlights, and more. We're excited to see you back on the courts, and as always, we're reminding you to be heroic.
On Country Music, Vietnam Divides America.
Rednecks, hippies, anti-Vietnam, pro-Vietnam.
Bob Dylan meets Johnny Cash.
Dylan and Dad together, that was an explosion.
And Chris Christopherson comes to Nashville.
Chris Christopherson is probably the best songwriter. Compare Chris with Gershwin or anybody else.
When country music continues.
Welcome back. I'm forecaster Cole Patterson. Looking at the cloud coverage across the region right now, you can see it's partly cloudy pretty much everywhere, and that's going to remain consistent throughout the entire night. We're going to have dry conditions and partial cloud coverage throughout the entire night. Looking across the region at our temperatures, you can see it's going to be 44 in Athens right now. It's 42 up in New Lexington, and down to the south a little bit, 46 in Ironton. Once again, pretty consistent across the region. Partial cloud coverage. It's a pretty overall simple night. And looking at our hour by hour tonight, it's going to be 38 at 8 p.m., dropping to 35 by 10 p.m., and all the way to 33 down by midnight. So pretty standard temperatures for this time of year. Be sure to bundle up when heading outside as we have calm conditions, and like I said, that partial cloud coverage throughout the entire night. Across the region tonight, we're going to dip down to a low of 30 in Athens, down to the south, 32 in Ironton, and a little bit warmer up to the north, 32 in Newark and 34 in Columbus. And starting our morning off tomorrow, it's going to be 32, but it's going to rise very quickly. We're going to have lots of sunshine tomorrow, a little bit of partial cloud coverage throughout the morning, but we're going to have lots of sunshine over the next couple days as well, too. By noon, we're going to be at 52 degrees, so a very warm and pleasant day. A very great day to get outside tomorrow. It's going to be a high of 59 tomorrow. Like I said, a beautiful day with some calm winds, southwest around 5 to 10 miles per hour. Those spring-like temperatures, it really is a great way to kick off the month of March. 59 degrees is very, very warm, and it's going to remain like that over the next day as well. Across the region tomorrow, we'll have very similar highs, 60 degrees down in Ironton, 60 in Ripley, 55 up in Columbus and Newark, so pretty consistent once again. Partial cloud coverage and lots of sunshine, especially as we move in later throughout the day. We also are going to have 32 degrees is going to be our 8 a.m. chilly start, 43 is our high at 10 a.m., and 52 is going to be the temperature at noon. We are looking at our 7-day. It's going to be 59 on Tuesday, 60 on Wednesday, so that warm temperatures will continue through Wednesday, but it's going to dip down to 45 on Thursday. At Friday, we're looking at a high of 52 before that rain comes into play on Saturday with a significant high of 67 and 69 on Sunday. So fantastic temperatures, but unfortunately, there's going to be a lot of rain as we move throughout Saturday night into Sunday morning. That rain will also remain a consistent theme throughout Monday as well. As we have a high of 65, once again, consistent lows through the next few days, 35 on Tuesday, 35 on Wednesday, and 27 on Thursday. But we're going to have lows of 54 on Saturday and 50 on Sunday. So very warm days on the weekend, but warm days over the next couple days as well, too. That's all for me. Back to the desk.
Thanks, Cole. Over the weekend, River Park Apartments here in Athens held their 7th annual Polar Plunge. Here with more on the cold tradition is Kate Anderson.
Thanks, Andre. Jumping into cold water was not on most people's agenda this weekend, but Athens residents gathered Saturday to take a plunge for charity. Rivergate Apartments hosted their 7th annual Polar Plunge on Saturday. Residents and friends came together for the event.
We've decided to bring it back as a fundraiser for the food bank, Southeast Ohio Food Bank and HAPCAP. So we will be donating for everyone that's jumping.
Caleb and Zach were two people who were more than happy to take the plunge to support a good cause.
I guess I'm just anticipating how cold it's going to be. That should be fun to figure out on my own, I guess.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm glad that it's going to a good cause.
For every person that takes the plunge in this freezing cold water, $5 is donated to Southeast Ohio Food Bank.
It goes to a lot of different places. We serve 10 different counties in southeastern Ohio.
The donations help anyone in need in Southeast Ohio. They help support Meals on Wheels programs, seniors and families in need, and even pet meal programs.
Well, it's a really good cause, so it's really great to help out charity.
It's a little bit chilly, but I was happy to help.
The event was a big success, with more than 20 people taking the polar plunge. While the event was helping support a charity, it was also a contest. The best dressed jumper won $100. Antonio Puzzatello was this year's winner, and she loved the event.
Oh, I do it, of course, a million times. It was so fun. I almost jumped in a second time, but it was a little hard in this.
The polar plunge was a fun-filled day raising money for Southeast Ohio Food Bank. If you are unable to attend the event but still want to give, you can check out the food bank's volunteer and donation options on their website, habcap.org. Reporting live from the studio, I'm Kate Anderson. Now back to you, Andre.
Coming up in sports, Hawken College men's basketball just wrapped up a memorable regular season. More on the Hawks' success after the break. And be sure to stay tuned to WOUB. Here's a look at what's coming up tonight on your public television station.
Lace up those sneakers and hit the hardwood because Hardwood Heroes is back. Every Sunday night, we are bringing you the best basketball that the Tri-Valley Conference has to offer. Who will sit atop the TVC Ohio and TVC Hawking? Find out when you tune into WOUB Sunday nights at 11 and Monday nights at 6. And throughout the week, follow along on social media for scores, highlights, and more. We're excited to see you back on the courts, and as always, we're reminding you to be heroic.
She had her own talk variety show in the early days of television, and she has been a hit in every venue through every decade in which she has worked in our business.
Betty White.
Betty White. Betty White.
Betty White.
Betty White. Betty White, ladies and gentlemen.
PBS, the place I trust to tell my story. Don't miss it.
The United States of America is a country blessed with the most breathtaking scenery in the world. From every national park to every backyard garden. Join us for a grand adventure from sea to shining sea.
We're all living with too much toxic stress, emotional turmoil, and frustrating disruptions affecting every aspect of our lives. But it doesn't have to be that way. Dr. Deepak Chopra shows us a path filled with inner peace, vibrant energy, and profound joy. Ancient wisdom combined with the latest in scientific research. Please join us for Deepak Chopra, your path to enlightenment.
Welcome back. I'm Maria Manessi. Ohio men's basketball looks to regroup after its tough 91-83 loss to Akron. The Bobcats have two games left in the regular season, and Friday's game didn't help their cause for a Mid-American Conference regular season title. Ohio had trouble stopping Akron all night as it shot 63% from the field, and Ali led the Zips with 22 points. It was also senior night for 4 Ohio seniors. Head coach Jeff Bowles says he wishes the outcome was different for them.
Wish we could have, sent those guys out a win in their last home game here. First half was disappointing. Coming out, I thought they were the more intense team. Had more effort for the first 20 minutes, and we made some mental mistakes. And I didn't think we had a presence defensively.
The Bobcats visit Bowling Green tomorrow with tip-off at 7 p.m. Season 7 is in the books for Hawken College men's basketball. Will Price reports the team reached new heights this year.
A 23-game win streak. A top 10 ranking in the nation for Division II junior colleges. And a share of the Ohio Community College Athletic Conference title. Head coach Ryan Miley says his 4th season leading the Hawken College men's basketball team was one for the books. He says the group is satisfied, but hungry for more.
To see the rewards there, see the hard work we put in and get the credit for that, felt really good. I know the guys were happy. At the same time, they were upset we weren't ranked higher, so that tells you a little bit about the group of guys we have.
In Miley's first season, the team went 10-20, but the team's winning percentage has increased each year since. Miley says it's all about the process.
I think it's just gradually building. I mean, I give a lot of credit to the guys from the past too. The last couple classes we've had have been really good. Like I said, we just took a step up in talent level this year, but the guys in the past have really, kind of laid the bricks. They have the foundation.
With the win over Terra State on Saturday, the Hawks finished 24-1 and clinched to share their conference title. Freshman guard Travell Adams says the success comes from a winning culture Miley creates.
Coach Miley really believes in player-led teams, so I could just say he really put it on us to get guys in order and in the lines.
Adams says it was special to share the moment with his teammates.
It meant a lot to do it for the school, but more so the guys who may have come from a losing team in high school.
For Newswatch, I'm Will Price in Nelsonville.
The Hawks now head into their postseason tournament. Coach Miley says the goal is to win that and head to nationals. Ohio women's basketball's chances of making the MAC tournament are getting smaller. The Bobcats hosted Akron Saturday. It was senior day for them as Cece Hooks, Kaylee Bambuel, Gabby Burris, and Hunter Rogan were recognized. Despite Hooks having a season high of 35 points, Ohio was unable to stop Akron in their 88-77 loss. The Zips had 4 players in double figures and 2 players with over 20 points. Head coach Bob Olden says he is hopeful the team makes it to the postseason.
We'll see if we have a chance to go to Cleveland. We'll see how the scores play out today, and we'll play on Wednesday and see how the scores play out on Wednesday, and we'll play on Saturday and see how the scores play out. And I hope this group gets a chance to play in Cleveland. I know it's certainly not promised at this point, but hopefully we're able to do what it takes to get there.
Ohio has one last game in the combo as they host Miami Wednesday with tip-off at 7 p.m. Ohio hockey is preparing for the national tournament. The Bobcats won their first game this past weekend since January 21st. Going into the game against Roosevelt, they had lost 11 of their last 12 games and desperately needed a win. The Bobcats came away with a 9-1 victory Friday to advance to Saturday, where they lost 6-1 to Lindenwood. Ohio takes on Niagara and the ACHA Nationals in 2 weeks. I'm Maria Manessi, and that's it for sports. Back to you, Andre.
Thanks, Maria. As Russian forces inch closer to the country's capital, many restaurants and businesses have closed their doors. But the owners of this cat cafe say they're not leaving Ukraine. 20 cats live at this family-owned business. Fluffy, hairless, and all shapes and sizes, these friendly felines could be seen taking naps and living out their 9 lives, as though Friday were just another day in Ukraine. Despite the ongoing threat from Russia, the owner and his wife say they will remain in Lviv because they love their country and love their pets. Now with a final look at weather, here's Cole.
Welcome back. I'm forecaster Cole Patterson. Tomorrow morning, we're going to start off with a temperature of 32, so a very chilly start, but thankfully we'll have a little bit of sunshine and some partial cloud coverage. We're going to rise to 43 by 10 a.m. and 52 by noon before topping off with a high of 59 tomorrow, maintaining mild wind gusts throughout the day and partial cloud coverage. We're also going to have a high of 60 on Wednesday, 45 on Thursday, and 52 on Friday. With the rain coming in on the weekend, 67 is the high on Saturday and 69 on Sunday. That's all for weather. Now back to the desk.
Thanks, Cole. And that does it for our broadcast this evening. Thanks for watching. I'm Andre Norris.
Thank you, and I'm Olivia Roman. Stay tuned for the PBS NewsHour coming up next. And remember, you can find the latest news anytime at WEB.org. Have a great night.
Support comes from Snyder Strode Jarrett Financial in Athens, providing investment and retirement planning assistance to Southeast Ohio for over 50 years. Snyder Strode Jarrett, not just another financial firm. More information at ssj.finance.